Hello, everyone. My name is Regina Miller, and Salon Talk today is I got a question in my email for today's Salon Talk, and the question is a very hard question to answer actually, but it's a real life question. How do you deal with AIDS in the beauty salon? How do you, as a hairstylist, not get AIDS from customers in the beauty salon? Well, I'm just going to be transparent and very honest. As a salon owner of 6 salons, 38 years behind my license, the hairstylist can have AIDS. How does the customer not get AIDS from the hairstylist? You know what I'm saying? But if you know, and this is an education moment, if you know the significance behind AIDS, you will know that it's just not going to fly into your system from one person to the other. Um, that's why in a hair salon, my salon, I'm going to speak for myself, the reason I have not received any diseases from my customers or anything, AIDS or whatever, is because I have cleanliness. I have godliness with me. Each and every time that I wake up in the morning and I go to my salon, I am covered under the blood. I pray over myself. I pray over my business. I pray over everything. And I know somebody's going to say, well, prayer doesn't do everything. Well, it does for me. It did it for me. And not only just prayer, you have to do things along with the prayer. You have to go by the guidelines. You have to study diseases. I studied AIDS when it first came out. Yes, I was doing hair that long. And I studied just like COVID, when I had opened up a salon right after COVID. You have to study, you have to learn the cleanliness guidelines, the things to do in a salon, behind each client, before each client. You just can't be nasty. Anything can get into your system if you're nasty. And you have to educate your customers. I like to have client consultations. These are things that come up in my consultations. Do you have anything that you want to tell me? Because I want to get to know my client. I don't want to turn someone around because they have a disease called AIDS. That's not fair. So in my consultations, I ask certain questions, and I'm very honest with my customers, and I let them know, I don't want to turn you around, but I want you to be honest with me so that I can take the precautions for my life, my children, and you as well. Because here's the thing, we worried about what the question was, how does the client not get AIDS? How does this hairstylist not catch AIDS from the client? Well, how does the client not catch AIDS from the stylist? There's hairstylists with AIDS, the disease, whatever it is, it's real. And you have to have communication. I wouldn't want anyone to not be honest with me. So I'm gonna tell you, I treat people how I want to be treated in my business. That's just the bottom line. You can either choose to come or choose not to come. If I have a mask on, I'll tell you, I have a slight cold, so I have a mask on today to prevent you from catching my cold. It's not that bad where I had to stay home, but I do know I'm going to wear a mask today. Are you okay with that? You have to let people know this is people's life. This is a public business that you're touching, and you're doing chemicals, you're doing acts that very well could be someone can get what you have. And so I just feel, to answer that question, just be honest. Just be honest with your customers. I have been honest with my customers my entire career. And I think that's why I still have people calling me to this day from 10, 15, 20 years ago for advice on hair, different things, because as you all know, I've moved around from state to states, and I'm very mobile with my hair business. So I don't, there's clients that I have that I'm not in the same town with. And so, they still trust me. They still trust what I say. They still trust my ideas for their hair and scalp. And that comes from being honest, building relationships, and so anyone, who is concerned about diseases in the salon, pull your stylist to the side, pull your client to the side. I suggest totally the ones coming into the industry and the ones in the industry. If you haven't, start client consultations with your customers, because in the days that we live in now, after COVID and all the things, it is very important for a first time customer for you to have that intimate moment with them. And I highly suggest that anyway, because who wants to not know who's over their head in 2025? Like, you need to know who's over your head. You need to know who's touching you. You need to know this. I mean, there's all kinds of things going on out here that's not good, and you want to make sure that what you got going on is good, because you might go into a hair salon to get one thing and you coming out with another. You understand what I'm saying? Because spirits are real. So I suggest strongly, anyone who's looking for a new hair salon, or any, even stylist, you getting a new customer, have that intimate client consultation before the service. And even if you have that consultation and you decide something is off, or something is not right, or you feel lied to, or not, it wasn't honest, you have every right to not do that person hair, and you have every right not to go to that stylist. A client consultation is not just for the stylist to evaluate your hair. It is to evaluate the person as well. I'm a very evaluating person. So I have been doing client consultations for years. I do them over the phone, and I do one when you come in, because I talk to you on the phone. You might be a certain different way when you walk in. So I'll be like, okay, well, I might need to talk to this person a little bit more. This is my life. I have every right to choose what's right for me in this business, because you're dealing with the public. You're dealing with total strangers. You're dealing with people that you don't know. And I think, and I say strongly, that you need to do what is going to be best for you. But please study what AIDS is. How do you contract the disease? How is it exposed in the public? Not just AIDS, there's a lot of diseases out here. There's a lot of things that one could, transfer to another different ways. Learn the ways. And if you feel scared or uncomfortable, you have a right to choose. It's your life. I hope you like today's Salon Talk. You can email me with the email below right here. Questions that you may have, topics that you would like for me to hit on. Thank you for the one who emailed me about this topic. And again, you can have a one-on-one with me always. My name is Regina Miller. Thank you for watching today's Salon Talk.